Hey, good evening, folks. Welcome to another episode of FlipTrax Radio, coming to you live from Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. I'm your host, Tom Sanfilippo, and I have a special guest in the studio tonight. This is Jeff Mattson from DSO and Zen Tricksters fame, longtime friend. Good to see you, Jeff.
Good to be here.
How you been?
Oh, very good.
Since the last time I saw you.
Yeah, right, which was just a few days ago.
That's right. Jeff and I did a Beatles show, a rare occasion to play a whole night of Beatles music, which was totally fun to do.
It really was.
It was a good time, good turnout in a very small place. So, Bo's Bar in Greenlawn. Dave Diamond was the captain of the ship that night. He likes to throw together these theme nights, and somehow he had the idea of putting me and you together for that, which was surprisingly...
Who knew so many people like the Beatles?
I've heard of them, you know. I mean, well, I would imagine they were one of your biggest influences growing up.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely, yeah. From when that was probably the first band I started buying up their records.
Yeah, for me too, and they were already broken up by the time I was aware of it.
I have a specific memory of the night before Abbey Road came out. My dad and I took me down to the store, and they were starting to take them out of the boxes. Oh, wow. And they weren't supposed to sell them until the next morning, you know. Yeah. We talked the guy into it, so yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's a nice memory. My dad's passed on now, but we went home and listened to the whole Abbey Road cover to cover together.
And the thrill of hearing that stuff for the first time, I would love to just have that experience once again, to just hear that, you know, that whole album, that whole medley. Jeez, it was unbelievable.
In my vinyl copy, which I still have, I stuck the New York Times review in there, and still in there. They gave it a lukewarm.
Really?
These Beatles will never catch on with this stuff.
Guitar bands are on the way out, right? So did they actually inspire you to pick up a guitar, or they just were one of many bands that got you going? Or?
Yeah, I think that would probably be... I mean, it's such a cliche, but the first time I thought about being a musician was seeing the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. You know, it's just, so many people say that, but right. I saw them, and I didn't even know the word cool at the time, but I thought, this is cool, you know.
Yeah. And, especially at that point in history. I mean, you only had Elvis that was cool before them, really. You know.
And it was, it wasn't the, I was only like, I guess 5 or 6. And so it wasn't like about the girls. You're like, oh my God, the girls are going crazy.
Right.
It was like, oh, these guys are rocking, and the music's good, and the hair.
Yeah, they certainly got me going. Me and Dave Diamond. I mean, we were kids, 8, 9, 10 years old, playing with G.I. Joes, and then being like, you want to play band now? Yeah, let's play band. And he had a basement with like a whole stage. You know, he has drums and his amps, and we would just pretend to be the Beatles for a while. And eventually it was like, what if we can try to do this? I mean, it just snowballed from there. But and seeing you for so many years, I mean, you're a huge inspiration to me. And as far, I always loved the Grateful Dead music, but, as I was growing as a musician, I started to take formal lessons only for about a year. And it was at Lou Capisi's studio.
Yeah.
And it had to be, I don't know, 79, 80, maybe 81 when you were there.
Yeah.
And he's trying to teach me Girl from Ipanema in his little studio room. Yep. And through the walls, I could hear Scarlet Begonias. And I was like, I want to learn from this guy. And they were like, no, well, actually, we want you to play bass, Tom. So then I just continued to take bass lessons at that point. But I was, aware of you back then. I was 12, 13 years old. So when I was finally able to sneak into bars, I would go see you at... the Right Track Inn,
right.
Diamond Lils, those.
Yeah, I mean, I took lessons from Lou for about 3 years, I guess 72, 73, 74, something like that.
Wow.
And then in 76, when I graduated high school, I started teaching there. And I taught for him for years and years and years. I used to go to people's houses.
Yeah. Do you ever keep in touch with any of those players that still play and took lessons from
people come up to me all over the country and say, hey, and it's this old guy, that I knew when he was like 7 years old. I used to take lessons from you. Yeah. I'm like, what's name, Larry David, looking at him, like, trying to see the little kid in there,
Yeah.
I was like, what's your name again? And sometimes I remember, but I must have taught thousands of people over those years,
No, you got to be certainly overwhelmed by the amount of experience you've had doing this. I mean, like I said, I was still in high school sneaking in to see you guys, and you were the fix in between the Dead fix. You know, like we would see the Dead in the spring, and then we'd see them in the summer, and we'd see them in the fall, and then every Friday night we'd go see you guys, you know, and just picking it up. And then eventually we got to open up for you a couple of times over there. And it was like, wow, we're actually...
The underdogs, right?
Yeah, the underdogs, yeah.
Sure.
So, I mean, from those early stages to like where you are now, do you feel like, you know, do you feel the growth in your playing, or do you struggle with plateaus when you perform, or is it?
Well, it's funny. I definitely feel like I've gotten better as a player, which is good after, you know, I've been playing I was thinking today I've been playing Bertha for 50 years, which is like 25 more years than Jerry played.
Right. You got him beat now.
It's a lot of Eddie Moores.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes I go back and hear some things from the 80s, and they say, I was pretty good, you know, like I expect it to be like crude or something, and it's not necessarily.
Well, in that rawness and the crudeness is where that extra stuff comes out that you say, wow, I can't believe I was that daring then, you know.
Yeah, and in some ways I had better chops, like fast chops back then. I think that was more important to you when you were young, you know.
Well.
So I look back and say, oh, okay, I was doing all right. Better, I feel like I have better touch, you know, like better tone on the instrument and stuff like that now, which is subtle stuff, but really important, you know. And makes a big difference.
Do you think acoustic playing helped you with that? Like when you play with the acoustic guitar, like?
Well, when I started, like when you mentioned Diamond Lil's, and I used to play every Wednesday there for a bunch of years, playing acoustic, amplified acoustic. But I used to beat that thing like an electric guitar, you know. You know, I was bending all the strings and everything. I made my hands strong, but again, I think it was. It took years to, you know, find out the finesse, you know.
And then struggling with the less is more, and like, am I doing too much here? Yeah. I deal with that a lot sometimes. I'm just like, I'm overplaying. Ain't I? You're never sure, you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you're young, and you have that that sort of boundless energy, and there's something to be said for that. You know, it's very exciting, but it's not necessarily always as musical as you can get. You know, I find that with Dark Star Orchestra when we play like a 1969 show. And the band had so much. They were young, you know. They were in their 20s, maybe some of them just cresting over 30. I don't know, but they were, and then of course they were taking LSD all the time, you know. So you know, I'm 65.
Trying to capture that young man's spirit.
You know, we put it all in there, you know. But I'm tired when it's over. It's like, oh. I kick my ass, you know.
So now, like, what is the procedure with those shows when you guys do them? Do you actually try to study them on the way to the gig, or you don't even bother? You just kind of go according to certain methods of.
Well, no, I like to listen to not every note of the show, because it's just too
get
time.
The overall
time.
vibe of it.
But like I want to get a feel for it, and like. For example, we did a 69 show on the last tour, and there was it was a weird thing they did in the 11 where, you know, where they transition when they're playing in B there, and you know what I mean.
Call in if you know what we mean.
And they transition to 11 time. In this show, they decided they put a drum solo there.
Oh, really?
And
so that whole B jam was just a drum solo?
No, they did jammed a little bit, but then they dropped the drums, and then they came out of it right into the you know, and they did it in a very specific way, and you know, so we thought, oh, that's unusual. So we did it, you know, that kind of thing. So we will, if something's really interesting, if we even have the slightest idea that it was a mistake.
Which often happens.
Then we don't copy. Like, you know, someone says, "Oh, you sang that verse twice." Well, I'm not singing it twice. So that's ridiculous, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly had their looseness to them, especially, you know, trying to figure out this music, you know, like, how am I going to perform this? What is the quintessential version to go by? It's just a needle in a haystack, finding where the harmonies are perfect and the words are perfect.
Right.
You know, you got to kind of grab it all. And
But that's the beauty of it, is there's so much out there to listen to, you know,
Oh,
as
yeah.
compared to other bands. But with Dark Star, we have to, you know, know how to play, you know, I'm trying to think of a good example, but like, well, let's say you said St. Stephen, like a 69 St. Stephen, a 76 St. Stephen, 77 St. Stephen, and then they brought it back, what, 82, 83 or something like
83,
that?
I think. Yeah.
Like, those are even different again, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The songs change, some of them change key, the arrangements change, you know.
Yeah.
So
That always messes with you.
We address, we address the way they play it for that particular show, compared to what we did in what you guys probably most dead bands do, and what we did in the Zen Tricksters is we sort of cherry pick what we like from all the different versions. You know, why not? You know,
Right.
Oh, well, let's do this part here and do that, or this song, let's play it like this year, and this song we'll play like that year. You know,
There is that communication there to have to be on the same page, you know.
Yeah.
Because you could be going, wow, he's playing it completely wrong. What's he doing? He's like, no, but he's listening to that 74 version, and I'm sitting here listening to 82. And,
Yes.
you know, it's all over the place.
Yeah, you got to talk about it first.
And sometimes you just try to wing it with, you know, like on stage. Like, I mean, when you repeat shows or recreate shows, you have that set list to go by. But
Yeah.
when you do those elective sets, when you just kind of put them together, are you still going by a set list, or do you guys just kind of
No, we
off the
don't.
cuff?
Me and Robbie and the other guitar player, we write a set because we sing the lion's share of the tunes, and we figure it's up to the singer, and then we'll ask the other people who sing a few tunes, you know, like Lisa or Rob Baracco or Skip, the bass player, if they want to sing anything. And then so we write the set, and then, like, say there's Loose Lucy's in the set. Now, the 73 Loose Lucy is really different than the 74 Loose Lucy, which is really different than the 90 Loose Lucy. So,
Right. They straightened it up
I have
in the
to,
90s.
you know, so I invariably like, sometimes even on the set I write like, you know, 90 or, you know, 70s,
Right,
70,
to get that
73. And then invariably someone goes, which one is that again?
Which one's your favorite one?
Loose Lucy.
Yeah.
It's fun doing having to do them. Sometimes I have to listen to them because I can still get getting the three different versions like mixed up. I kind of like the 73 one.
That's the slower one.
Yeah, but it's got the weird. It goes.
Goes right on top of each other, yeah.
Yeah, it's got that little weird. It's like, I think it's a bar of 4, bar of 5, and bar of 6.
And it jumps right into the riff again, and then it opens up.
Yeah.
I kind of like the middle one. The 74 was more lilty.
Yeah,
you know.
that's the one we probably do the most because it's the peppiest, you know, one. And that's the one I kind of grew up playing.
And I guess they must have straightened it out because of the two drummers, you know, to try to make it sensible at that point.
Yeah, I mean, they always had a tendency when they brought something back to take anything, try to get rid of anything troublesome.
That they'd have to think a little bit, you know.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Well, let's play a song. What do we got?
All right. I want to do a simple twist.
Sure.
Am I singing this?
Yeah.
Okay. Sat together in the park as the evening sky grew dark. She looked at him and he felt a spark tingle to his saxophone. 'Twas then he felt alone and wished that he'd gone straight and watched out for that simple twist of fate. They walked along by the old canal, a little confused, I remember well. Checked in to a cheap hotel with the neon burning bright. Felt the heat of the night. I hit him like a freight train, moving with a simple twist of fate. Take your time. Saxophone somewhere far off played as she was walking by that old arcade. Sunburst through a beat up shade. Well, he was wicked up. Dropped the coin into the cup of a blind man at the gate. Forgot all about that simple twist of fate. He woke up, the room was bare. He didn't see her anywhere. He told himself that he didn't care. Pushed the window open wide. Felt the emptiness inside, to which he just could not relate. Blame it on a simple twist of fate. where the sailors all come in. Maybe she'll pick him out again. Oh, how long must he wait? One more time for that simple twist of fate. Now people tell me it's a sin to know and feel too much for them. I tell you now, she was my twin, but I lost the ring. She was born in spring, but I was born too late. Blame it on a simple twist of fate. Blame it on a simple twist of fate. Oh, blame it on a simple twist of fate.
Nice.
Kenny Forgione is commenting.
Oh, he is.
He says he doesn't know if Jeff remembers back in the late 90s, the Zen Tricksters and Wonder Stories combined members of each band and played 2 weddings together. Both couples loved the Dead and Peter Gabriel, so we concentrated on those bands for the weddings plus a few other standards for the older people.
Who's that from?
Kenny Forgione.
Oh, Kenny.
Kenny. He was
Hey,
my
Kenny.
guest last time.
Yeah, I remember that vaguely. I mean, I remember playing with you guys more than I remember the wedding.
And we got
No
the
offense, anybody who played your wedding.
Oh, they're long since divorced.
and the phone is ringing.
The phone's ringing.
Hello, you're live on the air.
Yeah, Tony, it's Kenny Forgione.
Oh, hey, Kenny. The boys here, they hear you.
They hear me.
Hey, Kenny,
Okay.
how are you?
Hey, Kenny.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. What's up?
I'm actually on my way over. I'm going to crash the party.
Oh, all right.
No, I'm lying. April Fools. I wouldn't do that.
You got
to
us. You got us. I thought the whole story about you guys sharing a wedding was the April Fool's joke.
No, that's not an April Fool's joke. Jeff, do you remember that?
Well, I do remember playing with you guys. That's what I remember, you know. And
We did 2 weddings.
Yeah.
Actually, there were 2 different friends that got married probably a year apart from each other. And they were total deadheads. And they loved, like, the Beatles and Peter Gabriel. And we did a lot of that, you know.
Right.
And so, you, Rob, I forgot who else. It might have been Cliff played it, and some of the members of our band played it. And it was really cool. There's another incident that I had with you, Jeff. It was Thanksgiving about 12 years ago, and you and your family went over to the Oak Chalet in Belmore to eat at a German restaurant, and we just happened to be sitting right at the table right next to you guys. It was pretty funny to see you there, and you know, we said hello and all that stuff. But
yeah,
I don't know if you remember that either. You know.
Hey, Kenny, I run into you at restaurants too. What do you just go out to restaurants and stalk musicians? Just this past Valentine's Day, I'm at a restaurant and
Man
Kenny
likes
pops
to
up.
eat.
You know?
What can you say?
That's true. That's
Coincidence,
true.
the
I met Tommy
coincidence.
over there.
Hey, while we
And,
got you on the phone, do you want to plug our show that's coming up together?
Sure, why not? I
Why
mean,
not? We got you.
You guys were just Jeff was just talking about 1969 Dead, and we are celebrating the year 1969 at the Space at Westbury, and you guys are doing Oxa Moxa and Live Dead, and we're doing the double album Tommy from the Who in its entirety, and then there's going to be some surprises that you kind of told me you didn't want me to let the cat out of the bag. So,
well, now that you said there's a surprise, there's going to be a surprise. I don't know what the surprise is, but other than the surprise that's obvious, if 2 bands are getting together, they're going to eventually Jam?
Well, now it's not a surprise anymore.
Well, all right. But we don't know to what extent and to what we're going to do. So it's all good. I
That's
can't
true.
wait. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, that should be fun.
The
man.
Space Theater is no stranger to Jeff either.
That's
Yep.
we used to play there.
Jeff, when we played those weddings, it was right before you guys started doing, playing with the actual Dead guys. It was right before that.
Okay. The actual Dead guys.
The actual
It's-
Dead guys. It sounds so.
doesn't sound as good as it did at the time. I know
original
exactly
Dead.
what you mean, though.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Kenny, and sharing the insights. Love it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hope to see you down the line.
This is
At a restaurant or a theater, wherever.
what we're playing the show. We're playing it at the Space at
Oh,
Westbury.
no, I said, I hope to run into you somewhere at a restaurant or a show or
Movie theater. You guys could talk it up during the movie.
7-Eleven.
It's cool. I hope so too. Hey, if you get a chance, you don't have to, but I never see anybody play the song "The Wheel." I don't know if that's a little difficult to do that together, but if you can, throw it in there. If not, do whatever you want. And I'm going to let you guys go.
All right.
Thanks for calling, Kenny.
Have a good time, man.
Okay,
Great.
thanks, man.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Oh, the memories that come pouring in.
Yeah. Oh, he's a talented guy, man.
Oh, yeah.
They
The
don't mess
music
around.
They pull off.
He
It's
knows
not easy.
everything, all of it. The whole record collection from back in the day.
Yeah, the early Genesis. All that.
Yeah.
Yes, Tull, all that stuff. I was a big fan of all that progressive rock, and for a Deadhead, that was so out of the ordinary for my age group. Because if you liked the Dead, you hated Yes. And I don't know, for some reason, I liked it both, And some people were like, "How can you listen to that screwy, fairy voice and all that?" I don't know, man. It's just, and then they were so intricate and precise, and then the Dead was like, an old brown shoe. It was like, it's just so much easier to listen to, But for some people, So another thing that I'm very envious of you, Jeff, is you actually got to play some of Jerry's guitars. Now,
Oh, yeah.
before someone interrupts, I want to know, you could pick it up and screen that, Tony.
It says Robert Strick. It says.
Oh, that's Big Bob. He's
Take it?
the Big Jerry Bob. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, on the air. First of all, I want to just tell you guys how much I enjoyed that Beatles show you did the other day at Bose.
Thanks.
And secondly, Tom, I want to ask you, once you told me a story about you were taking music lessons, and you walked past this room and you heard music coming out of there, and you said, "That's what I want to learn."
Yeah, we
I don't know if you remember that or not, but hey.
Yeah, no, we
Stuck in my
actually
head.
touched upon that earlier on about discussing me being an influenced kid by Jeff's playing, and in the same rehearsal, actually it was a lesson house. There was all these extra rooms in the basement that were put together for lessons going on, and Jeff was the master guy in the center of the room.
It's funny, though, I had a similar experience when I was starting out and I was taking lessons from Luca Peace, and I was learning the same, how to play jazz chord solos and stuff like that. And I heard somebody, and it was a big hit at the time, I went,
Mama don't dance.
and I was, it's just pretty simple, but at the time I was like, I want to know how to play.
And it's very similar to Jerry's style, right? Having that.
Yeah, that's true.
Get out of my life, woman.
Just this playing on here.
Yeah, Bob, you have a good memory. I'm very impressed that you can remember that story. I must have mentioned it, I don't know how long ago, but that's cool. Thanks for tuning in, man. Do you have an
Thank you, man.
outlandish request as well?
Everything's good.
All right, cool. Well, we'll see you soon enough, right?
It's a great show.
Yeah, good show, man.
All right, thanks, guys. Take care.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, so you were asking about the guitar.
Yeah, the guitars.
Okay, so first I got a chance to play Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wolf. Gentleman owns it now, lives up near the Boston area. And I got to play that twice, and it was just I knew ahead of time they were bringing it down, but the people who were bringing it down were a little late to sound check. So I was playing my guitar, and then they came up on stage, handing the guitar. I literally just unplugged mine, plugged that one in, and it was good to go. Like I didn't have to
tweak anything.
You know.
Wow.
And it was just a wonderful experience, and that's actually the first guitar I ever saw Jerry play, because my first show was 9/8/73, and he just started playing it on that tour. I think it was maybe like the second night of the tour or something like that. So,
Probably didn't even have the sticker on it yet.
no, he didn't. No stickers. So that was a real thrill. And then through the kindness of a fellow named Andy Logan, who runs the Grateful Guitar Foundation, I mean, that's what it is now, but he just did it out of the kindness of wanting these guitars to be played. I was the first person who got to play Alligator, the Stratocaster that Graham Nash had given to Jerry, that Jerry played from midway through 71 through midway through 73. And of course, most notoriously, the Europe 72 tour. And when I was growing up, I had two big posters in my room. One big one of just Jerry playing that guitar, black and white, where he's wearing the nudie suit.
The nudie suit.
Yeah. And then the other one, the classic one from Roosevelt Stadium, where he's got the red tie-dye on with
the pigtails.
Yeah, exactly. And so I never dreamed I'd get to play that guitar.
It's an unbelievable accomplishment.
I love the sound of that guitar.
Yeah, well, you're such a Strat guy anyway, so
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
more
yeah.
of like, whoa, this is...
That's one of the reasons I am a Strat guy, though, is because of that guitar. you
Well, I
know?
remember you had that 79 or... What was that Strat? 75 Strat or whatever you
The one
had?
I
The
used to
blonde
play.
one, yeah. The hardtail.
The blonde one?
Yeah.
You know, I bought that in 77, I think. 77, yeah.
Well, that was the guitar I always remembered you
Yeah.
playing.
And but this was just wonderful. I was so thrilled, and what an honor to be the first person. It hadn't been played since Roosevelt Stadium in '73.
And when he retired it, yeah.
I mean, it had literally been sitting in a case since '73. So, and then at the same show, I played Jerry's Martins, and subsequent. It's the one he's playing in the Festival Express when they do like Don't Ease Me In and stuff like that.
And River Jordan.
It's also found out later that it's the guitar he plays on like Ripple in Front of the Devil
No kidding.
on American
That's the
Beauty.
studio
So
guitar.
I'm sitting in Jerry's dressing room. It literally still says Jerry on the door at the Warfield Theater. They always give me Jerry's dressing room, which is nice. I appreciate it. And I'm sitting in there, and I went. I was like, holy shit! There it is.
Guitar.
It's the guitar. You know?
Now, does Andy own that guitar as well?
Yeah. And now he has. He's got a bunch of Weir's guitars from over the years too, and he brings them down. But he what they do also is they, not these actual ones, but there's so many beautiful reproductions of these guitars, and they award them to people, they should get a hold of.
Hi, if you're listening.
Yes,
Leo,
really.
I love you.
Andy, we got a prime suspect. A suspect? No, that's not the right. First thing he gave me was a Takamine, like they played at Radio City in Warfield back in '80, and I actually had one of those, and it just like crumpled, and I actually gave it to Jason Ferguson. I gave it to him.
Wow.
And he fixed it up, and he loved it, and so it was just fortuitous that I got another one, and then in much better shape.
Well, you also gifted or built that woolly mammoth.
That's what I was coming.
That's
and he.
That's
Finally,
like a tiger replica.
They said, "Do you have a Leo Elliott one, a Scarlet Fire?"
No, I don't have one of his. I have Figa, the guy down in
Figa.
Texas.
Yeah, I've heard of this. Yeah. Well, this guy Leo Elliott down at Scarlet Fire guitarist down in Texas.
He does incredible
and
work.
Does an amazing job. And so they said, look, you can have anything you want, you know. And I said, well, I would like to have something along the lines of Rosebud, in the sense that it has the MIDI built into it, because I need to do that for when we do those
Right.
shows. But I said, I don't want to just have the same logos on there that Jerry does, you know. So I said, I have this, it's kind of cultural appropriation, but I said, my spirit animal is a woolly mammoth. You're not allowed to say that anymore. Anyway.
Sure, in this studio you can.
So, I like woolly mammoths. Let's put it like that. So, they, in that little circle there where the battery compartment is, they put a figure of a woolly mammoth, and on the back of the guitar, there's this beautiful oval with two woolly mammoths fighting, and it's this inlay is just to die for, and what's really cool is all the inlays on the tusks and all the inlays on the neck are actually made from woolly mammoth tusk.
Get out of here!
It's
Really?
Like 20,000-year-old woolly mammoth tusk.
Now you know your achievements are unbelievable. I gotta say.
So, and you know, the other thing I said was, well, I had played some of the other guitars, and I have small hands for a guitar player, and you know, with Jerry has these necks like a baseball bat.
And the action was really high, right? Or you keep his action high?
So like I would have, like, if you're playing an F down here and wrap your thumb around it, I couldn't barely. It was really hard work. So I said, so they made me a neck that's more like a Strat neck, you know, in shape and width. And so, you know, I was like, why struggle just because it was what Jerry liked, you know?
And now you got to hope
time.
you do those shows that you can use that in.
Yeah,
right?
and
More
so I basically used that for from anything from 1980 on, and for most of our elective shows, I use that guitar. So it's probably my number one.
And then you got the Travis Bean. You have an original one and then an EGC one.
I have the TB500 and the TB1000. I actually have a couple, 3 TB1000, but only one on the road. Anyway, yeah. Two white.
Can't keep track of all these boutique wonderful guitars.
And then there was a period about 5 years ago. You know the peanut guitar, that weird guitar. But what a beautiful! It's a weird looking guitar.
Right, but it's basically like a Gibson Les Paul custom, right?
Yeah, it was made from. Rick Turner took a. This is back in the '60s. He was making it for himself. He took a Gibson neck, and he made this crazy peanut shaped body, and I mean it goes up to like 27 frets or something like that. Wow. It's crazy, but it's the sound of the Skull and Roses album. That guitar is so sweet on that.
It's a thick
you know, you think of that Not Fade Away Going Down the Road, you know, or anything on there really. So I have one of those.
Solo where he runs up to that wrong note for a second.
I'm sorry?
Well, the Bertha solo when he jumps up to that like
he hits that high E.
Yeah,
I know. Well, for years I was like, I don't have that note.
There's actually one of those peanuts on sale right now on Reverb.
Well, that's what happened is they built, I don't know how many, like 6 or 7 or something like that. And you know, the irony of being a successful musician is when you really need it, nobody gives you anything. And then when you can afford stuff, people are like, I also have
I'm in that gray area. I still can't afford it, but I need it. You know.
Yeah, well, that's why the Grateful Guitar Foundation is such a great thing.
For me.
They're really helping a lot of people out. Yeah. I will definitely gonna bring you to his attention.
That'd be awesome. Hey, let's do another song.
Oh, okay.
Why not?
What are we doing? Oh my God, time flies.
Time is flying because we're having fun here.
Feel
free to call in, folks. The number is 516-465-3990. And say hi to Jeff and me and see what's going on.
Why don't you do Run for the Roses?
All right. Run, run, run for the roses. The quicker it to the sky. You don't want to live, but you're chicken to die. Oh, you're chicken to die. Run, run, run for the roses. The quicker it opens, the sooner it closes. Man, oh, friend of mine. All good things in all good time. For the money gets short on the rent. Big ideas, but the cash is all spent. The trouble with love is its other face. You just want the cup, but you don't want to raise. No, you don't want to raise. Run, run, run for the roses. The quicker it opens, the sooner it closes. Man, oh, friend of mine. All good things in all good time. Reach for the rose, catch caught on the bride. You're warming for love, next thing there's a fire. You got the do-re, I got the me. And I got the notion we're all at sea. Yes, we're all at sea. Run, run, run for the roses. The quicker it opens, the sooner it closes. Man, oh, friend of mine. All good things in all good time. Run, run, run for the roses. The quicker it opens, the sooner it closes. Man, oh, friend of mine. All good things in all good time. Run, run, run for the roses. The quicker it opens, the sooner it closes. Man, oh, friend of mine. All good things in all good time. All good things in all good time. It's a good song. What a good song.
I first heard that when. Did you see the acoustic shows in when he at the Capitol Theater? One time he played solo acoustic
By himself,
Yeah.
right? I think I was there.
Yeah,
It was like mid-'80s when he
82.
was really like...
it was like 82, and he was so nervous that he was playing it was in the middle of the Dead tour, I think, if I remember correctly. And the next week he was playing the Beacon. He got right on the phone. Con, get your ass out here and play with me. And it was so funny because he was so used to seeing the Dead with all his gear, and there was this little road case with a little Gallion Kruger amp on it, And he walks out middle of the stage, and he turns around with his back to the audience, lights a cigarette, and tunes up just like it was a Dead show.
There was nobody there. Well, the whole idea of him like squeezing in everywhere he possibly could to play. It's just unheard of for most people.
And then, like after like 2 songs, he says, "So how y'all doing?" Okay. And the crowd goes crazy, of course, and he goes, well, glad to hear it, glad to hear it.
Yeah, the acoustic shows. I was just shy of the Radio City shows. My first tour was 5/6/81.
Oh, yeah.
Coliseum.
Oh, so you didn't get to see with Keith and Don?
Nah, I missed out on that. I'm a Brent baby, I guess. And I love the Gotcha era. I love the Don and Keith. And that was a great experience for you to tour with Don and Jean for a while there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's been doing this thing. We're really good friends. And I don't know what you call it. It's like an app on your phone where you film yourself, but it's like a cartoon person talking. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like an avatar kind of
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she just sent me like 40 of them. Like, last couple of days, like, here's like my.
She's got a lot of time on her hands.
Here's my, slutty cheerleader, and I'll be like or like a businessman. That's wonderful, though. It's so funny. I said, you have a second career.
Has DSO done any of the acoustic shows?
Yeah, we have for a while. We used to do them more often. I really enjoy doing them. I love playing that stuff. I mean, we've definitely done, not recently, but we've done Radio City shows and the Warfield shows and stuff like that.
Well,
everybody
you guys aren't known to
3 cents.
The guys in the band are grueling about it. Playing 3 cents?
Yeah.
Lazy. Come on, where's the spirit?
It's such a pleasure playing acoustic.
I know. I mean, it's a whole other repertoire too,
Yeah. And we will tap into that too. Like when we did elective acoustic sets, we'll pull from like the Mother McCree's Up Down Jug Champions,
really
and
stuff too.
The 1970 acoustic sets and the 80 and even that, you ever hear that Phil and Friends show? It's called Phil and Friends, but it was Jerry, Bob, Phil, and Vinny playing acoustic in like '94, I want to say.
So then they did like the
they do
She Belongs to Me and Masterpiece.
They do I think they do Masterpiece, so they do Throwing Stones, and they do Addicts of My Life and Dupree's and Lazy River Road and Childhood's End. It's really different.
I've seen a few like clips of that. Maybe it's the Masterpiece that I saw. What was it, like a Christmas show? They had a big Christmas tree on the stage or something. Was that I don't remember. So what's on the horizon for you guys? Got any big things lined up? I mean, you've played Europe. You did the whole Europe thing. You Red Rocks. I mean, you guys have hit a lot of great places.
Well, this week is the first for us. We're going to Hawaii. We're playing 2 nights at the Hawaii Theater in Honolulu.
Nice.
So if you're in the neighborhood, folks, please come down.
We
haven't played there yet. I think I might have been telling you the other night there's only 2 states I haven't played in.
South Dakota.
South Dakota and Hawaii.
Yeah, so now you're down to 1.
So South Dakota, I'm coming for you. No, I'm really not.
Are you putting a pin in every state, like, that you go to? But you have to go to Maine and Washington first so you can hang the map up,
And then I'm doing the coolest thing we got coming up. Besides that, is we're playing the Greek Theater in Berkeley on the anniversary of the Dead 84. So that would be 40 years ago. We're doing the same on 7/13/84.
Is that the Dark Star breakout?
Yes, that's the Dark Star Encore show.
Right.
So we're doing on the anniversary of the show at that place.
Oh, that's great. That must be such a thrill to actually be recreating this stuff in the actual place.
Yeah, it really is. We were lucky enough. In 2022 we played at the what's it called in Paris, the Olympia. We did the Olympia Paris show at the Olympia in Paris.
Did you go 74 or 72?
72. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
Beatles played there too, right? Wasn't that the big?
We did, we did a whole tour of doing 72 shows, 50 years.
How many of those places are still in existence?
Well, that was the only one we played on the tour, but that was really cool. I mean, that place is the Beatles played there, the Stones, Miles Davis, you know, you name it. It's been around for a long time, you know. It's a cool place. But I you know, who would have thought? I never think about playing at Red Rocks or you know, the Warfield or the Wiltern.
It's an incredible accomplishment, I gotta say.
It doesn't even make sense.
Especially when it comes so easy for you, right? It's not like I mean, yeah, it's hard work, it's grueling, but you know, you're a natural. It falls right out of your fingers. It's like, you know, it's.
Well, yeah, but I've been doing it a long time.
Right.
You know, I don't. That doesn't mean anything, really. I mean, it's not like. I mean, I guess you could say I paid my dues, but. Like I say, I played here in Governors in
He's literally that Johnny Cash song. I've been everywhere, man, except for South Dakota. And yeah, the closest I've gotten to is when the Underdogs were on tour with Debbie Gibson. We had that fluke tour that we did.
Yeah, you guys played
And we
Radio
played Radio
City.
City, and everybody broke for dinner, and we begged them to let us stay on the stage and play. And we got to play Bertha, and just seeing all the exit lights and the dark, empty
That's
stage.
so
It was
cool.
so cool.
What year was that again?
88.
88. I remember when you guys played it. We were like, wow.
It was such a
that is
freaky
so
thing to be
cool.
playing like to like a teeny bopper crowd, you know. I think the parents enjoyed us more than, you know. It was kind of like the Hendrix and Monkeys thing. Like, what are they doing here?
Was it Wide Awake? Or
It was the Underdogs with Ed Ryan.
Yeah, with Ed
So,
Ryan, man.
Played together. But yeah, that was like the closest I came to, oh, this is hallowed ground here, you know.
Yeah, it really is. Man. Those places have mojo, you know. The Fillmore in
yeah.
San Francisco, it's a cool place to play.
Still yet to be out to the Warfield. And I mean, I've been out to San Francisco, but Terrapin Crossroads
Yeah.
is the only place I went to really there.
Yeah, that was a fun place to play.
Yeah, Phil's he's still trucking along. I mean, he
yeah.
just played the last run.
Yeah. We played, we did a thing there the night off when the Q played, you know, Jimmy Herring, Warren Haynes, John Molo, Rob Baracco, and Phil played there a few weeks ago. Phil didn't want to play 2 nights in a row because he's 84, you know, so they put us in Garcia's, so it was myself, Baracco, Skip, and Lisa from Dark Star, and John Molo on drums.
That must
Just
have been
had
a cool
we
little
had
combo.
fun. So Baracco called it Arctar, and everybody, nobody got it.
Well, it's the
And
Dark Star thing and stuff.
It's Arctar. It's Dark Star without the D and the S. So
Yeah.
I was like, folks, Arctar rashes.
They didn't get it. So was that like a throw together last minute thing? And what kind of stuff did you pull out? Anything rare? Or
you know, we did a bunch of that, and that was one of those cases where people were certainly expecting, but we did. I remember I know where we did some Richard Thompson, and we did some Baracco sang. What's the Stevie Wonder?
Reggae Woman, Boogie On. Higher Ground.
Higher Ground. Right.
Oh, that's cool.
That was fun to jam on.
He's got such a versatile voice, Rob. I mean, he can sing. I think.
Yeah.
So, what do you say? Do another song, or we can shoot the shit? We could play.
How are we doing? Which one you want to do? If I can do one more.
Well, let's do the. Well, first of all, what do we got? 5 minutes, Tony. We can squeeze it in 30 minutes. We can do both of them if you want. As we talked about.
Beware of Darkness?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Got to give some
George Harrison.
some Beatle love.
Watch out now. Take care. Beware. Fall its wind. Dropping all around you. The pain that often dingles in your fingertips. Beware of darkness. Watch out now, take care, beware. Thoughts that linger winding up inside your head. The hopelessness around you in the dead of night. Beware of sadness, 'cause it can hit you, it can hurt you, make you sore, and what is more, it's not what you are here for. Watch out now, take care, beware of social shuffle. Dancing down the sidewalk, as each unconscious sufferer wanders aimlessly. Beware of Maya. Watch out now, take care, beware. Yeah. They take you where you should not go, while weeping atlas cedars, they just want to grow, 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 grow. Beware of darkness.
Beware of darkness.
What a great song.
That whole album.
Yeah. I always could like picture Garcia doing that song. Like it's very much in his
Yeah.
vibe, and
You gotta assume he probably did it somewhere somehow. I mean, like even like Mother Nature's Son, he pulled out at some point, right? I'm still learning new Garcia songs. It's just endless.
It was funny when they put that box set out, because for years I had thought another one I thought would be Accidentally Like a Martyr by Warren G. When I said, "Oh, Jerry should have done this song," and there was like, it's not a very good version of it. It was like,
It's so funny because Scott Bardoff, the guitar player in Half Step, when I mentioned you're on the show, he was like, he mentioned that song. He's like, "Throw that at Jeff. He probably knows it." And forgive me, I never heard him do it. I was like, I never. And he played me that demo with him on the piano. Was it Steve Parrish on drums?
yeah, and
something weird.
Bob Matthews, I think, played bass.
Yeah, but holy cow, I mean, there's like no stone unturned with Garcia. I mean, like Let Me Roll It. I love that version.
What's that?
When he does Let Me Roll It, the Wings song.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it's so good.
yeah.
Wow.
We did a couple tours over the year where Rob Eaton could be with us, you know, for some family thing or something like that. And we would do these little tours of doing Garcia band stuff, and we would do the same thing we do. We would pick some shows out, you know, from over the years. I remember doing that one, Let Me Roll It. It was
It says deaddisc.com. It says Bob Weir performed Beware of Darkness in 2015.
Is that right?
That's what it says. No mention of Jerry.
Did you do a search for that, Tony, or did?
Of course.
Okay. That's Tony Walker, our helmsman there.
Deaddisc.com. You guys familiar with
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
Yeah. It has a whole list of all Beatles songs that dead members have played through the years. That's cool.
Well, good taste, Bob. We knew that, though, already.
Well, this has been a complete treat for me, I got to say. Thanks, Jeff, for making this happen.
Well, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah.
Really fun.
I mean, your time is very valuable, and I appreciate you.
We just take it out with a good night song.
Yeah, it's a good way to say goodnight. For the girl's named Irene out there.
fun.
Pleasure. Thank you, Jeff Mattson. See you on the road somewhere. Good night, folks. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks. Bye.
That's so cool.